Hi everyone, welcome to AGS Knowledge and Learning channel. I am here to explain you previous Anna University exam question paper for the subject Signals and System. Part A question, the first question is find the value of the integral minus infinity to infinity e power minus 2t del of t plus 2 dt. So how to find the value of the integral? We already know del of t plus 2 lies only at t is equal to minus 2. So substitute the value of t is equal to minus 2 in the place of e power minus 2 into t. The value of t, you substitute t is equal to minus 2. You will get e power minus 2 into minus 2 e power 4. Second question, test whether the system y of n is equal to x of 2n is static. So what do you mean by static system? The present output of the system depends only upon the present input. Static is otherwise called as memory-less system, right? Here the various values of n, for the various values of n, the system's present output depends on the previous values of the input. So the given system is a dynamic system. It is not a static system. Distinguish between Fourier series and Fourier transform. So you draw a tabular column and write Fourier series first of all, and second column you write Fourier transform. So the first point, Fourier transform can be applicable only for periodic signal, but Fourier transform can be applicable to both periodic and aperiodic signals. Second point is the spectrum is discrete in nature for Fourier series, and for Fourier transform the spectrum is continuous in nature. You can also write the definition of Fourier series and definition of Fourier transform as another point as a difference. Fourth question is time scaling property of Laplace transform. X of a t on taking Laplace transform will give you 1 by modulus of a x of s by a, or otherwise you can write x of t by a on taking Laplace will give you a into x of a into s. This is another way of time scaling property, another way of writing time scaling property. The first way is x of a t on taking Laplace will give you 1 by modulus of a x of s by a. Another way is x of t by a on taking Laplace will give you a into x of a into s. Fifth question, what is the impulse response of two LTI systems connected in parallel? So what is an LTI system? Linear time invariant system. So x of t, you connect two systems, h1 of t, h2 of t. Both are impulse response of two systems with the help of an adder. Okay, so that you will get output y of t which is equivalent to, okay, the final, it is equivalent to x of t, h1 of t plus h2 of t. You will get the output y of t. Find the differential equation of a CT system described by h of j omega. A transfer function is given. H of j omega is equal to 4 divided by j of omega the whole square plus 8j omega plus 4. So h of j omega can be written as y of j omega divided by x of j omega. You just cross multiply on both sides. You will get y of j omega whole square into y of j omega, j omega the whole square into y of j omega plus 8j omega into y of j omega plus 4j omega. On the other side you will get 4 into x of j omega. So this j omega represents, this is a Fourier transform which is of continuous time. So take inverse continuous time Fourier transform on both sides, so that j omega whole square y of j omega will give you d square y of t by dt square. 8j omega y of j omega will give you 8 dy of t by dt. 4j of omega will give you 4y of t. On the other side you have 4x of omega, j omega, so that you will get 4x of t. If you are not clear, let me explain it again. So differential equation can be found by writing h of j omega as y of j omega divided by x of j omega. Then cross multiply it. Okay. So in the left side you have y of j omega into j omega whole square, first term, 8j omega into y of j omega, second term, plus 4y of j omega, third term. On the other side is equal to, the other side you have 4x of j omega. So clear? Now you take inverse continuous time Fourier transform. So continuous time Fourier transform of the first term. So what is the first term? J omega whole square y of j omega. You will get d square y of t by dt square. Second term 8j omega y of j omega, 8 dy of t by dt. Third term 4y of j omega. So y of j omega continuous time Fourier transform, inverse continuous time Fourier transform, you will get 4y of t. On the other side 4x of j omega, you will, if you take inverse, you will get 4x of t. So this is the required differential equation. So state sampling theorem. So this is the defined theorem. So just write fully the theorem. Sampling theorem states that a band limited signal x of t with x of omega equal to 0 for modulus of omega greater than or equal to omega m can be represented into an uniquely determined from its samples x of nt if the sampling frequency f of s greater than or equal to 2fm. So what is fs? Sampling frequency. What is fm? fm is the maximum frequency. Next, 8th 2-mark question. What is the z transform of del of n? So what is the z transform of the impulse signal? So x of n is equal to del of n. First you write the formula. So this is the formula for z transform. X of z is equal to summation n equal to minus infinity to infinity. X of n is z power minus n. In the place of x of n you substitute del of n. So as we studied, impulse response has its value only at, impulse response del of n has its value only at n is equal to 0. So in the other values of, that is in the place of z power minus n, you substitute n is equal to 0. So what is z power 0 or anything power 0, you will get 1 as the answer. So x of z is equal to 1. So z transform of del of n is 1. In terms of ROC, state the condition for an LTI discrete time system to be causal as well as stable. So ROC is region of convergence. So according to the region of convergence, we have to state the causality condition as well as the stability condition. Stability means Bibo stable. Bibo means bounded input, bounded output. Okay. So the first point is a discrete time, linear time invariant system, LTI system, is causal if and only if the ROC is the exterior of the circle outside the outermost pole. Okay. The second point is an LTI system is stable if its system function h of z, that is transfer function, includes the unit circle. Compare, 10th 2-mark question, compare recursive and non-recursive system. So you draw a tabular column, only 2 points are necessary. Recursive system, the present output depends on previous output and input. For non-recursive system, present output does not depend on any previous outputs. Okay. Second point for recursive system, it is an IIR filter. IIR means infinite impulse response, and here it is FIR, which is finite impulse response. So these are the 10 questions asked in that question paper. So coming to part B, so 11th question, determine whether the following signals are periodic. If it is periodic, give the fundamental period. The first expression x of n is equal to, first let us calculate what is omega here. Omega is equal to 2 pi f. So omega is equal to 2 pi f, which is the coefficient of n here. So the coefficient of n is 3 pi by 4. So on cancelling, pi and 2 will come here, 4 into 2 8. So the answer is 3 by 8. Okay, in the other way you can write t is equal to 1 by f, in which you can calculate the fundamental period. Here f is equal to 3 by 8. It is equivalent to k by n. So f is the ratio of two integers. So the given signal is a periodic signal. So it is equivalent to k by n. So what is n here? N is equal to 8. So directly we can calculate what is n. So in the numerator you have a constant value, and in the denominator you have n. So f is equal to 1 by n, or t is equal to 1 by f. So the value of n here is 8. So 8 is the fundamental period, since the given signal is a periodic signal. The second signal x of n is equal to sine 3 pi n by 7 plus cos of pi by 3 n. Here we have two signals. The first signal is this and the second signal is this. So for the first signal, omega is nothing but 2 pi f1, which is the coefficient of n, 3 pi by 7. For the second signal it is pi by 3. So for f1 the answer is 3 by 14, f2 the answer is 1 by 6, in which the first value of n1 is 14 and second it is 6. How to check whether the signal is periodic or not? It should be a rational number. Yes, it is a rational number, ratio of two integers, two numbers. So the given signal is periodic. Since it is periodic, we have to calculate the fundamental period. N1 by N2 is equal to 14 by 6. On cancelling we have got 7 by 3. So fundamental period can be calculated by calculating the LCM of 7 and 3. So the LCM of 7 and 3 is 21 is the fundamental period for the given signal. Next question is explain in detail about the classification of signals. This is a full theory question. So you write the classification of signals: continuous time and discrete time signal, deterministic random, periodic aperiodic, energy and power, causal and non-causal, even and odd signal. But in the present syllabus we don't have causal and non-causal, even and odd signals in the syllabus. If the same question is asked for the today's students, you can skip those two signals. So first you draw a tabular column and write continuous time signal, discrete time signal, its definition, draw the waveform, or you can write the expressions also as example x of t, and here you can write x of n is equal to some expression. Second is, the important thing to be noted for continuous time signal is it occurs at every instant of time. Here it occurs at defined interval of time or particular interval of time. For deterministic signal, it exhibits no uncertainty of its magnitude and phase. In random signal, it exhibits uncertainty. You write the expression. Noise signal also you can write for write as random signal example. Periodic signal, it repeats itself at regular intervals of time. Here it does not repeats itself at regular intervals of time. You can write the condition x of t plus t equal to x of t for all t. x of t plus t not equal to x of t for all t, you can write x of n plus n equal to x of n for all n. Here x of n plus n not equal to x of n for all n. Discrete time signals condition as an example also. Next, energy signal. A signal is said to be an energy signal if and only if total energy E is finite and the power is 0. For power signal, a signal is said to be power signal if its average power is finite and total energy is infinite. Okay, you can write some energy signal as example. Here I have written non-periodic signals are always energy signals and periodic signals are power signals. Okay, you can check with an example also. Next, causal signal. A continuous time x of t signal is said to be causal if it satisfies the condition x of t is equal to 0 for t less than 0. Here if it is non-causal signal, x of t equal to 0 for t greater than 0. I have written the definition for a discrete time signal to be causal as well as non-causal also. Even signal and odd signal. A continuous time signal is said to be even. Even signal is otherwise called a symmetric signal and odd signal is said to be antisymmetric or non-symmetric signal. If it satisfies the condition, for even signal the condition is x of t equal to x of minus t, and for odd signal x of t equal to minus x of minus t. So the question is explain in detail about the classifications of signal. This is one way of presentation. I have drawn a tabular column. I have drawn the I have written the types of signal in the opposite side and I have written the answer. But it is your wish to write like this or in detail as a paragraph you can write and explain. Okay. The presentation may get different but the definitions are same. Next question is determine whether, see this is for the first periodic signal 8 marks, periodic signals and calculation of fundamental period 8 mark, along with that 8 marks so that you will get 16 marks, and or option question, 11th question, determine whether the systems described by the following input output equations are linear, dynamic, causal and time invariant. So two equations are given. Let us see the first equation and check for linearity. For x1 of t you can write the expression as y1 of t equal to x of x1 of t minus 3 plus x1 of 3 minus 2. For the input x2 of t you can write the expression multiply by you can write the expression as 2 and 3. Multiply equation 2 by a and equation 3 by b and then add it on both sides. You will get the final expression like this. Okay, replace x of t in the first equation. Okay, here. Okay, replace x of t as a x1 of t plus b x2 of t as similar in these two following expressions. So what we will do? Okay, what we will do? We will write a x1 of t minus 3 plus b x2 of t minus 3 plus a x1 of 3 minus 2 plus b x2 of 3 minus 2. You will get the fifth expression. So compare equation 4 and equation 5 so that both the signals, both the equations are equal. The given system is a linear system. So to check whether the given system is dynamic. So what do you mean by a dynamic system? Since the present output, so t minus 3 is a past input and t minus 3 is past and 3 minus 2 is future. Okay. So since the present output depends on past and future inputs, the given system is a memory system or a dynamic system. It is not a static or a memoryless system. So I have written the example how it is. I have said no past and future inputs. How? Substitute for various values of n. 0, 1, minus 1. So substitute in the expression. So what is the first expression? y1 of t equal to x of t minus 3 plus x of 3 minus t. So t minus 3. So 0 minus 3 minus 3. 3 minus t. So you will get 3 minus 0 x of 3. So 0 is the present input, right? Present output is 0. But x of minus 3 will be the past input. X of 3 will be the future input. So the given system is a dynamic system. So the same example can be taken for causal also. The present output depends on the past and future values of the input. The given system is non-causal. For a system to be causal, the present output depends on present and past values alone for causal. To check time variant or time invariant, if the input is delayed by t1 seconds, first y1 of t comma t1 equal to x of, you just put x of t minus 3, you just write x of t minus t1 minus 3. Here also you can shift it, but if the output is delayed by t1 seconds, y1 of t minus t1, in the place of t you have to replace, so that x of t you can replace t minus t1. Here there is minus t, so minus of t minus t1, you will get minus t plus t1. So both the equations are different. So first equation is not equal to the second equation. So the given system is a time variant system. So for the second expression, y of n equal to x of n. Check for linearity. First for input 1, x1 of n, you write the expression. x2 of n, we have written the expression. Multiply equation 2 by a and equation 3 by b on both sides and then add. You will get expression as a x1 of n plus b x2 of n is equal to, a y1 of n plus b y2 of n is equal to a x1 of n plus b x2 of n. This is equation 4. So how to get equation 5? Replace. So in the place of equation 2, equation 3, equation 4, there is a small mistake. I have excluded minus n which is given in the question. You will get y1 of n equal to x1 of minus n, y2 of n is equal to x2 of minus n, and fourth equation you will get a y1 of n plus b y2 of n is equal to a x1 of minus n plus b x2 of minus n. Okay, the second, third and fourth equation, this minus n is missing, please include it. Okay, so to get equation 5, replace x of minus n as a x1 of n plus b x2 of n. So if we replace it, we can get both the equations as equal. So the given system is a linear system. To check dynamic, substitute n is equal to 0, y of 0 equal to x of 0. N equal to 1, you will get 1 minus 1. So for the present output, the input is past. So this itself will give you the given system is a dynamic system. If n is equal to minus 1, if you substitute y of minus 1 equal to x of 1. Here we have minus, right? So minus of minus 1, you will get x of 1. So for the present, if minus 1 is present, you have got x of 1. Okay, that is the future input. Okay, that is the future input. So since the present output depends on past as well as future values of input, the given system is dynamic as well as the given system is non-causal. Future inputs. So it means it's a non-causal system. So to check time variant, first of all, input is delayed. That is, just you can delay the input as writing x of minus n minus k. If the output is delayed by k seconds, you have to substitute in the place of, that is x of minus of n minus k. So minus n plus k. Okay, minus n plus k. So entirely the two equations are different. So the given system is a time variant system. Explain the classifications of systems in detail. So here you have to write different classifications of systems, CT and DT system, static and dynamic, causal and non-causal, linear and non-linear, time variant and time invariant, stable and unstable system. Here also I have made the same presentation, just drawing a tabular column, writing both the systems in the opposite side and writing the definition. You can also write the definition as a paragraph also. So what is a continuous time system? A CT system is one which transforms CT input signal to a CT output signal. So what is a DT system? A DT system is one which transforms DT input signal into a DT output signal. A static system is otherwise called as memoryless system, and dynamic system is called as a memory system. So static means present output depends upon the present input alone. You can write an example. For a dynamic system, present output depends on the past as well as future values of inputs. Causal system, a system is said to be causal if the present output depends on the present and past values of the input. For a non-causal, the present output depends on the future values of input. You can write the relevant expressions as example. A system is said to be linear if it obeys the superposition and homogeneity principle. You can write the superposition and homogeneity principle separately if it is asked as a 10 mark or 15 mark question. Since it is an 8 mark question, this definition itself is enough. Okay. Non-linear system. A system is said to be non-linear if it does not obey the principle of homogeneity and superposition. Time variant system. A system is said to be time variant if the input and output does not varies with respect to time. Okay, its characteristics does not vary with respect to time. A system is said to be time invariant. Time invariant if the output and input and output characteristics does not varies with respect to time. Here for the first one is time variant. They vary with respect to time. Okay. Stable system. A system is said to be stable if bounded input produce bounded output, that is said to be bibostable, B-I-B-O. Unstable. A system is said to be unstable if the bounded input does not produce any bounded output. So we have a condition for to check the stability. Okay, that condition also you can write. So the 12th question is, determine the trigonometric form of Fourier series for the following signal. Here we have got a signal, okay, minus t. So the full period of the signal is minus t to t by 2 to plus t by 2 with the amplitude a. Let us write the formula. So the waveform is a periodic wave with period t. So we can write the expression x of t is equal to a for tau minus tau by 2 less than or equal to t less than or equal to tau by 2. It is 0 elsewhere. Okay, the fundamental frequency can be taken as omega naught, which is equal to 2 pi by t. Write the general trigonometric Fourier series formula. X of t equal to a naught plus summation n is equal to 1 to infinity an cos n omega naught t plus bn sin n omega naught t. Okay, so this waveform has even symmetry. Okay, even symmetry means x of t is equal to x of minus t. Is it clear? X of t signal and x of, here we have x of t and here we have x of minus t, both are equal, right? So it satisfies the condition of even symmetry. So if the waveform has even symmetry, bn equal to 0. So here we can substitute 0 here. So we can calculate only the values of an and bn. sorry, a naught and an. So how to calculate a naught and an? I have explained it in detail here. So x of t equal to a naught plus summation 1 to infinity an cos n omega naught t. First calculate what is a naught. A naught is equal to 1 by t integral t naught to t plus t x of t dt. This is the general formula to calculate a naught. But we have to replace it by our limits. That is tau by minus tau by 2 to tau by 2 integral. In the place of x of t you substitute a. So a is a constant amplitude, so take it outside. A by capital T, you will get 1 as inside the integral. So 1 with respect to dt will give you t. So substitute tau by 2 minus tau by 2, upper limit minus of lower limit. So we'll get plus tau by 2. So 2 tau divided by 2, if we take 2 as LCM, we will get tau plus tau. So 2 tau. We can cancel 2 in the numerator and the denominator. The final answer a naught is equal to a tau by t. So this is the answer for a naught. So what about an? 2 by t integral t naught to t plus t x of t cos n omega naught t dt. This is the general formula. So in the place of amplitude x of t you substitute a, and in the limit you substitute minus tau by 2 to plus tau by 2. So cos on integration a will be taken outside the integral since it is a constant value. Okay, so integral cos with respect to dt will give you sin. So sin n omega naught t divided by n omega. So in the place of t substitute tau by 2 here, and here minus tau by 2. So sin of minus theta will give you minus. So minus minus we will get plus. So 2 sin n omega naught tau by 2 divided by n omega. Okay, n omega. So in order to make sync signal, I will tell you what is sync signal. You will get 2 sin n omega naught tau by 2 divided by n omega as the answer. But here I have multiplied tau by 2 in the numerator, and I have divided tau by 2 as in the denominator also, so as to make sync pulse. So sin c theta is equal to sin theta divided by theta. So theta in the numerator, the same variable and values should be in the denominator also. So as to make it same, I have multiplied it on both sides. So I have written sin c of theta. Theta means the whole thing, n omega tau by 2, n omega tau by 2, the same thing. Okay, so we have extra tau by 2 here, so write it here, tau by 2 will get cancelled. This 2 will come here, that is 2a divided by t. This tau will come here, tau sync SINC n omega naught t by 2. This is the value of n. So finally you write x of t equal to a naught plus an, right? That is the general expression. Bn is 0. So you write the final answer like this. So the second question is, find the Fourier transform of the rectangular pulse as shown below. So Fourier transform for the rectangular pulse, they have given the limit as minus t to t. Okay, you write the formula for Fourier transform with respect to a CT signal. X of omega equal to integral minus infinity to infinity x of t e power minus j omega t dt. So you write the Fourier transform formula. Instead of x of t, we can substitute 1. Why 1? Since the amplitude is 1. Instead of the limit, you substitute minus t to plus t. You just integrate it. We will get e power minus j omega t divided by minus j omega. This is the limit. We can substitute capital T as upper limit and minus t as the lower limit. Okay, substitute it. So upper limit minus lower limit. Minus of minus j omega will give you e power j omega t e power minus j theta minus e power j theta. So take minus outside, you will get e power j omega t plus e power minus j omega t divided by minus j omega. So you can cancel minus minus, you will get plus. What is e power j theta plus e power minus j theta divided by j? You will get 2 sin theta. So what is theta here? What is theta here? Omega t. So 2 sin omega t. Okay, divided by omega. So x of omega is equal to 2 sin omega t divided by, here also in order to make simples, I am multiplying capital T in the numerator as well as in the denominator. Capital T will come front, 2t sin omega t divided by omega t. So theta theta same, sin theta numerator also we have got omega t. So we can write sinc, S-I-N-C omega t multiplied by 2 into t. Find the Laplace transform and ROC for the signal x of t is equal to e power minus at u of t plus e power minus bt u of t. Okay. So write the Laplace transform formula. X of s is equal to integral minus infinity to infinity e power minus at u of t plus e power minus bt u of t into e power minus st. In the general formula we have x of t here. So x of t as given in the problem I have substituted. So separate it into two integrals. Integral 0 to infinity e power minus of s plus a. If we multiply e power minus at with respect to e power minus st, we can take common, minus is common. So minus of s plus a. Integral 0 to infinity e power s plus b. So why s plus b? Here the or that is region of convergence less than minus b. Okay. So the final answer, as we integrated, we have got the region of convergence lies between minus a to minus b. Okay. So 1 by s plus a minus 1 by s plus b, take LCM, you will get b minus a divided by s plus a into s plus b. So this is about the this problem, Laplace transform. So this is regarding the 12th question. This is regarding the 12th question. Okay, so 13th, 14th and 15th questions I will be explaining in the following video. Okay, thank you.